All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. We're going to be going over how to market listings, yours or borrowed. And I meant to actually bring up something, and give me a second. I'm actually going to grab it because it relates to what we're doing today. And it is, and this is in our mastermind group, which I'll show you, but this is a great interview that I did with a client, and excuse me, goodness gracious, and how he marketed 3 listings a week. A lot of them were borrowed in the beginning, and it's an interview that I did with him. And then I did a PDF guide that walks through more of a step-by-step of the interview. The interview can be a little bit all over the place somewhat. And so after the interview, I went through the interview and then I broke it down and I created not necessarily a training guide, but a quiz so that you can get a great sense of what it was that he did. And similar to a jeweler, a baker, a car dealership, where they use inventory to pull people in, a lot of us, we don't market inventory very well, or not enough for sure. Maybe once in a blue moon, we market something to our clients. And that's not, listing updates is not really inventory in a sense, because it's just a random selection of listings. The way Fabrice did it was very strategic. He would pick 3 listings a week that were pretty interesting in some regard. Maybe it had a great view, a great kitchen. Maybe it was the great deal, kind of like the deal of the week, but on steroids. And then he did some other things as well. So he was going after expireds, right? Using our 100-point home marketing plan that you get in Listings to Leads. So he was going after expireds pretty extensively. 5 of those listings were expireds in 2 weeks, and he's still getting listings. And so anyways, I want to invite you to go ahead and click on that landing page. You want to do it now, you can do it, but go ahead and review the information that you get in the autoresponder after this call, because in this call, we're going to be going over in detail how to market listings, yours or borrowed. So let me know who's got a listing right now that you need to market, or a listing that you've borrowed. Maybe you've got an open house. Maybe you've got a pending and sold. We actually do that in a different call, but I was just looking at my wife here, who's a mortgage broker. I'm telling you, she's killing it. 19 leads in the last few days, $369 each for down payment assistance. And then a listing that she is marketing for one of her agent partners. It's really not $1.71. It is, but one of the leads was a bogus lead. So the leads are really, it was 5 leads at $1.71, but really it's 4 leads at maybe $2 and something cents, right? So anyways, Bicknell, is that Miami? Danielle, is that in Miami? Or that's Brickell. I'm sorry. You said Bicknell. I apologize. I'm thinking of Brickell. Yeah, no, it's not your fault. Nope, not your fault. My fault. So in Foxborough, awesome. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about open houses today if we have time. But I put this link right here into the chat, list/listings. And this is a great jump page right here. You're going to see there's images for coming soon, just listed, active, open house. When you click on any of these, for example, open house, it'll take you to the open house page. If I were to click on just listed, it'll take me to the just listed page. And so these are breakouts for specific statuses. We've also got listings2leads.com/pending, and then /just sold. So you can take a look at those, and it just gives you a nice overview. Now, again, marketing listings that are not yours can achieve most of what we're going to be going through today. So if you got a listing that you're marketing that's borrowed, absolutely phenomenal. This is a perfect call for you, because marketing listings like what Fabrice did, where he would do 3 listings a week, literally 3 listings a week. And in the interview, he talks a little bit about borrowing a listing from an agent, most of the time it's not a problem. Most agents will let you market that listing for them. And if he got someone that said no, he just went to the next one. But it's phenomenal for promoting your brand. When people are looking at agents, the agents that are bringing listings in front of them get the credit. So even if it's not your listing, you get the credit because people look at you and go, wow, Danielle or Rusty, man, they must be a great agent because I keep seeing all these listings out there marketing. Most people have no clue what a listing agent is and what a selling agent is, or a showing agent. So we got a listing agent, we got selling agent. That's when you represent the buyer. But what I meant to say was a showing or marketing agent where it's not your listing, but you're marketing it. And so if you can get to the point where Fabrice was doing, marketing 2 minimum, maybe 3 listings a week. And then again, in the interview and then the associated PDF that went along with it, I break what he was doing down. People look at you and go, wow, that person is really kicking it out of the park. They're doing a really great job. They must be pretty successful. That's the kind of person that we want to work with. Plus you're visible. People are seeing you more often. They are associating you with success a lot more. And so it's an easy way to leverage listings in your market that are not even yours, but to use that to bring in a lot more visibility, a lot more engagement, and a lot more leads and a lot more deals for you. It's also great for attracting seller leads. So similar to what I was just talking about, right? When homeowners are starting to look at getting ready to sell their home, what do? What they don't call an agent first typically. So before they even get serious about thinking to sell their home, they go online, or as they're online, they're looking at different properties that come along that are in the area. And if they see you every week with a couple of 3 different listings being advertised, being posted on social media, being sent via email. Fabrice was sending the e-flyer for database from listings to leads through his CRM. He was using Go High Level, but whatever CRM that you use, you can send them out, where it was like a showcase, right? Not a list of from IDX, right? Which is not very interesting typically, but a showcase listing 3 times a week. And that attracts more sellers as well. And at the end of the day, it helps you get more listings and helps you get more deals. And that's really the name of the game, isn't it? Is to get more deals in a way that really helps us grow our business in a way that's not costing us an arm and a leg. We don't have to spend $1,500 a month on Zillow leads. We can do it ourselves for quite a bit less. So when you log into listings to leads, go ahead and you can close that pop-up. Definitely recommend that you take a look at it. If you didn't get that Case Schiller email out the door, you got to get it out. There's an email and a text message for seller leads. There's an email and a text message for your buyer leads. You can send them through your CRM. The ones for the seller leads link automatically to your 100-point home marketing plan that's branded to you. The one for the buyer leads to the price reduced landing page. And so those are phenomenal. They can get buyers out of your database. They get sellers out of your database. They get people listings. And all you have to do is you can send it through listings to leads very easily, or you can send them through your CRM, just copy and paste, and you're out the door. When I do the e-flyer for database today, you'll see how I do that. So I'm going to go to listings. Excuse me while I have a little bit of coffee. And by all means, ask questions. By the end of this call, I don't want you wondering what the heck did just happen? Did he just do? Ask questions, because the better you get at being able to do, and it's so easy to do, but I get it's a new program, right? Nothing new is easy per se until you get comfortable with it. And that's one of the things I love about what Fabrice was doing, marketing 3 listings a week. He was able to do that, each one in about 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes. And as we go through these today, I'll point out what it was that he was doing, even for the borrowed listings, as part of that 3 listings a week idea. Bridget, does that make sense? Rusty, Danielle, everybody else, does that make sense? Give me a quick yes. If this idea of bringing inventory in front of our audience makes sense. A jeweler, what do? They put the most beautiful necklaces and bracelets in the window. And then they also may put the deal of the week. A car dealership, what do? They put the most exotic, beautiful, usually high-end cars right in the front and maybe a deal of the week. What does a baker do? A baker puts those yummy, awesome goodies either in the window or they're in a gorgeous display case right when you walk into the bakery, right? The cakes, the pies, the croissants, whatever. They have that because they know the people that are walking in and the people driving by and the people walking by the jewelry store, if they have any interest in this, they're going to stop and look. They're going to take a quick look at it. And it's the same exact strategy that Fabrice was doing that you can do so easily, so easily. Yeah, it's the link to our website is in the comments. I'll drop it in real quick again. $95 a month. And if you spend, it really depends. You can go from anywhere from 500 to 600 a month on up. It just depends on what your budget is. Obviously, when you are a business person, you're essentially a business owner. We got to invest in our marketing so that we can make sure that we get ourselves out there. But the goal is when we get ourselves out there, quote unquote, that it's got not just a pretty picture, but that there's meat on the bone behind the picture, i.e., calls to action, ways to generate leads. So a link, for example, to the single property website, a link to a landing page, a link to something where we are offering value. We're offering something that's going to engage people, i.e., in this case, listings, and not just random listings, not just a listing for the sake of a listing, but a listing for the sake of engaging and being of interest to our audience. So I want you to be thinking of you are a high-end marketer, right? You are now ChatGPT. And my prompt to you is you are an awesome marketer. And your first goal is whether it's every day or maybe, 1 or 2 days a week, just go through all those new listings. And it doesn't have to be a new listing. It could be an older listing. Why not? But it's just got to have something that you can maybe in the headline or in the first line of the email or the social media post. Why are you sending this out? Is it a deal of the week? Does it have the most amazing views you've ever seen? Does it have a backyard kitchen that would just be so perfect to spend summer evenings in? Does it have a living room that is just amazing, beautiful space? Maybe it's south facing, so it gets great sun. A lot of people love south facing properties, not the front door south facing. They want the front door north facing, but they want the backyard to be south facing because they want more sun. So that's something to think about as well. I know my wife, when we were looking to buy our house, she would not look at anything where the backyard was facing north. And I remember in the very beginning, I was like, why are you on that? And she said, because it's never going to get any sun. I was like, oh, you're right. You know what? And even east, I don't want east facing backyard because it gets no afternoon sun. So I want preferably south or southwest, right? So that could be the reason why you send it out. You get my point? Now, hopefully your listings are coming in from the data feed. You can also go add listing, grab, and you can put in a zip code. You can put in a MLS ID. If it's not your listing, just uncheck that and click grab. If it is your listing, check it. Either way, that's not going to come up. And there's a couple of things you can do. Check your MLS. And if that's all good, you can request our support team to add that listing for you. So you can literally request our support team to add the listing for you if you need it. Once the listing is in your account, I'm going to walk through open house, but this is going to be applicable for coming soon, just listed, active, and open house. So all of those statuses are going to be appropriate. Now, if you need to, so as I scroll down, you can see I got coming soon. I've got just listed, active. I got active, but it's open house. And then I got pending as a listing agent, pending as a selling agent, just sold as a selling agent, and just sold as a listing agent. Again, selling agent is when you represent the buyer. Real quickly, one of the most important things that you can do with your listings, keep the status up to date. because every time I change the status, for example, from just listed to, now it'll go to active automatically. So it'll go to active automatically. But so for example, if I were to click open house and I add the open house, like I've already done. So I've already got the open house, click save. All of the tools are going to reset and they will go from just listed to now open house. And the same if I change coming soon to just listed, all the tools, all the posts go from coming soon in Foxborough to just listed. And it gives you another opportunity to put that property in front of your audience. If I add an open house, again, all the tools are going to reset. They'll all be for the open house. And it's another opportunity to let my audience know I've got an open house. When the listing goes pending, again, if it doesn't update from the data feed, some MLSs let us know, some don't. But let's say it's active and now it's pending. Just click on that and change the status to pending. The whole thing is going to reset, like you see right here. And when I click on that, it's now going to be pending. So the first thing is for all of you listing agents is keep your listing statuses up to date. Tara, it could be a great question. It could be a lot of things, right? Like I said, great view, great outdoor kitchen, great indoor kitchen, great floor plan, great details, great cul-de-sac. Maybe it's just in a beautiful location. Maybe it's got like a park-like backyard. So there's a lot of things. In my mind, there's a lot of different things that can really be worthy. But why am I sending this to my database? I don't want to just pick a random listing and give no context to it, but I might find a listing and see, God, that's got a beautiful outdoor kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to send that to my database because I know there's probably a lot of people, especially homeowners and even home buyers, right? The potential home buyers are going to dream about, man, what a great outdoor kitchen that is. That is a nice outdoor kitchen. The homeowners who are not even thinking about selling may look at that and go, ooh, that's what we need to do, right? Yeah, this summer, let's put an outdoor kitchen. And then the potential home buyers may look at that and go, that's the kind of home we want. And then as you're doing that, the homeowners who are now starting to think about selling, because you don't know when they're thinking about selling. At every given point in time, there's a few people thinking about selling. And if all you're doing is maybe a market report once a month, a listing here and there very randomly, they don't really get to think of you as the person. And we want them to think of us as the person. I promise you, there are so many vendors, there are so many companies. I get an email a day from them. That's almost standard nowadays. So don't think you're overloading it if you're sending maybe 3 to 4 emails a week to your audience, right? Via your database or social media posting. So with that, let's go ahead and I showed you how to select an open house. I showed you and I discussed why changing the listing status is so important. And once you've got the listing status and your listing is in your account, the first thing I like to do, click edit, even if it's not your listing, photos, and make sure the first 5 photos, first 4 at least are the best. For example, if you're doing the inventory strategy and it's the outdoor kitchen, it's the indoor kitchen, it's the view, it's the whatever it is, maybe it's just got the cutest little curb appeal. Maybe put that number 2 after the front of the house. So we want to make sure that the first 4 photos are showing a quick little tour of the property. So it should be front of the house, kitchen, maybe the living area, could be a primary bedroom, could be a backyard like here. I've got a nice pool. This way, the e-flyers, the social media posts, the ads, the everything is going to show a lot better. Otherwise, what a lot of times happens is the e-flyer, because it rotates the first 4 photos. And if it's just the first 4 of the front of the house, it's just not optimal. Same with the Facebook ads, the social media posts, because we use templates that have 4 images in the template of the property. And it's just a little bit better if they're not all the front of the house. I think that's obvious. So the first thing I like to do is reorder my photos to be more strategic. And then I'll click regenerate the GIF because that is going to reset some of the other tools. And then, like I said before, click the green market listing button. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. Sometimes it's a little bit easier if I just start over again. So we got the photos good. You can add videos, you can add 3D tours, you can add professional photos. Let our support team know if you need help with that. But it was actually right under photos. You might have seen it. I should have pointed it out. You might have seen prop video and 3D tour. In fact, let me show you one more thing before we get into the marketing. Again, under edit, there's open house. There's my professional photos. There's videos and 3D tour. So these are the ones I want to make sure you know about. But also under listing information, we actually have a spot if you want to offer, if you want to note in the single property website that a buyer commission is offered. If you want to do that, it's up to you. You can do that. So you can say 2.5%, right? And now when I click save, that will actually appear on the single property website below the property description. Or here I got notes, flat fee, 3,000, right? Whatever. So I just did buyer commission offered. Yes, no. If it's no, I'd probably just not even put it, but whatever. Because I know a lot of you get calls, right? You get calls from the agent. Hey, how much what's the buyer commission for this? And so if you want to, you can put that there to help avoid some of those phone calls. So I'm going to click save one more time. And now let's go market this listing. And again, this is going to be appropriate for coming soon, just listed, active, or open house. So we're good to go. And I'm going to click the green market listing button. And the step-by-step guide right here, click learn more. That's the same page that we were looking at the start of the webinar, where it's got the walkthrough for the particular status that you're on. So it'll walk you through. And if I click it, you'll see where this is open house. So this will walk through everything I need to market the listing. Now we've got the support center as well. This is a little bit different because this is as if you and I were sitting next to each other and I was walking you through, and these are all best practices. Everything in here can generate buyer leads and or seller leads. None of this is just to waste your time. Everything on this list can generate buyer and seller leads. So the first thing we're going to do is Facebook and Instagram ads. These will be lead ads. They're going to capture name, email, phone number. They're also going to capture time frame to buy. Do you have a home to sell? And what would be most helpful right now? So they're going to capture 3 points of contact and then 3 ways that you can better engage them. So for a Facebook ad, we're going to default to the area of the listing, radius of 15 miles, right? I always recommend just leave that alone if you're new to doing Facebook ads. Once you get more experience, you can play around with these things. I've got a lifetime budget. I recommend $10 a day minimum. Just for the algorithm, $5 a day is just the bare minimum. You really want to be about $10 a day. Now, Fabrice, let me just mention, because I said I was going to mention about the idea of 3 listings a week. If you do market 3 listings a week, you can do $35 for each ad because your overall budget for that week will be $105, I believe. Or is that 70, 105? Yeah, it'll be $105. So you'll be fine with a lower per ad spend. Makes sense. But if you're only doing 1 listing, then I want it to be a $10 a day minimum. Start and end date for 1 week. I can change the template. So I can click there. I like the color to be red. You know why? Because Facebook is what? White and blue. So blue, if it's a light tan, there's a lot of colors that just blend into Facebook a little bit too much. No matter what my brand colors are, I want it to pop. And so I can edit just by clicking here. I can edit what's on the banner. I can edit the color. I can edit the images if I needed to, but if I change the images like I showed earlier, you should be fine. You should be good to go. And then I can even set apply. And then we got 20 to 25 different templates down here. So if I wanted to select a different template, I can. For the ads, I like the image more vertical, where the main image is on top and then the 3 smaller images are below. So now it's going to pop. I got great images. And if it looks fine, don't worry about it. You're good to go. I'm just showing you how to edit it just in case you want to. I can edit the text. One thing to avoid on the text, don't put the entire property description. Ads and marketing is all about teasing things. Right? We want to tease the audience. We want them to get enough information to be interested. We want to get them enough information to engage them, but not so much that there's no reason to engage or click. Sometimes I see people doing that. That's why, for example, you put a video. Again, my wife's half the ads that she does are with video, but they're strategic. They're not the property video. Right? You want to do a quick intro video under a minute long, and you could upload the video for the ad, or you could upload a custom image from Canva. If you got an image in Canva that you want to use, you could upload that right there and just hit create ad. Easy. And again, that ad is going to get submitted to Meta. It will appear on Facebook and Instagram anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. Depends on Facebook and how many ads and everything going on with them. And every lead will be name, email, phone number. Again, time frame to buy. Do you have a home to sell? And what would be most helpful right now? So pay attention to those leads coming in, because it really helps to make sure. Now check this out. I'm going to click this ad just to show you a video. So you can always click on that. There's a little view icon there. And I can, once it's on this page, I can click show ad. And that's going to pop up. And if you scroll down, usually 2 to 3 posts, you will see. So here's the ad. And people click learn more. And then those 3 questions will be right here. Then on the next screen, it'll be name, email, and phone number. And then they go right to the single property website automatically. So we got everything set up for you on the back end. Don't need to do anything. But here's an example of a great video for a listing where you're not doing the whole property video. You're just doing a quick introduction. So if you want to use video, that could be awesome. Next up, social media post. So this can post to Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, your Google business page. I highly recommend doing all of them. Again, I can post now. I can schedule it for a little bit later. Maybe I'm working late and I don't want it to post at 3 a.m. I can connect more social media accounts by clicking there and connecting more accounts. And I can even, again, I can edit the image. I could upload a custom image. For this one, I'm going to go sideways. Ads, I don't know why they do it. Ads are more vertical square. Posts are more horizontal. Don't ask me why. And even if you post, I totally recommend it even. You can post something with just pictures and some text and that's it. But I also recommend posting, whether you want to do it manually, maybe you just want to grab the property website link here, or if I click property website, there's my property website. That's where the ad is going to. That's where the social media post will link to. So you can check out a property video. And I showed you where to do that a little bit earlier under edit. I've got a 3D tour. I can click through here and tour the whole property right there. I got photos, all my professional photos. They can get my 100-point home marketing plan. So I want you to be thinking about when my audience, they're seeing all these great listings that I'm marketing, right? Again, great outdoor kitchen, great, maybe there's a great pool, especially summertime coming up. Find some listings with a pool, especially people with kids. A pool can be awesome. But as those homeowners in your database are seeing this, they can access your 100-point home marketing plan automatically. If you do area videos, you can add area videos, right? Maps and local. When do you plan to buy? I've got a client review video. So we are sending people not just to a single property website with more information for the listing. We're sending people to a single property website where they can engage you in so many different ways, both buyers and sellers. And all of these tools are linking to that property website automatically. There's nothing I need to do to make that happen. And I can just go post now, property website by default. If I wanted to go to a landing page, I can. And if I want to go to the virtual tour, single property website, essentially the same thing. So I'll just post it, boom. And if I had all of mine connected, it would post to all of them. Now, this one here is so key. Fabrice sends this out now this is for listing agents. We got one for your database coming up, but these next two tools are for listing agents. Fabrice does these every single Monday. Every Monday, he sends out the social media post to a seller, and he sends out the e-flyer for the seller to share via email every single Monday. Every single Monday. Ileana says, what about ranking high for the property in Zillow? This has nothing to do with Zillow in that regard. Yeah. Yeah. So these two tools here are, again, they're for listing agents only because you're representing the seller. What you're going to do is click the green button. It'll say add seller info. If you don't have it there already, you'll click the green button, add the 2 emails or 1 email or whatever it is, add the dear whatever, and click send. And it's going to send them an email. I'll talk about it in 1 second. And then the e-flyer for the database. Both of these are going to click through to the property website, just like I mentioned earlier. And so again, for the e-flyer for database, I'll click send to seller. This will autofill from the step above, and I'll click send. Again, this is so awesome. Why is this so awesome? Because it puts you in front of the seller's sphere of influence. Most people, and most of my training historically has always been to just do it once per status. So I would send it out during coming soon, send it out again during just listed, send it out again for open house, pending, and just sold. That's awesome. Fabrice took it to another level. Because think about this. Just like a social media post you do, 10 to 20% of your audience is going to see it, and then they're going to forget about it in 5 to 20 minutes. And so if he would do it, if he, he does it every single week, now people are going, oh my God, Fabrice, right? Yeah, Fabrice. Okay. And then after the open house, maybe some of them come by the open house, and then they see it when it goes pending, and they see it when it goes sold. So again, real quickly here, I apologize everybody, but here is the link for our website. So you can get all the information there. And I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of the call. We will be CC'd when that goes to the seller. So when the social media post and the e-flyer go to the seller, you will be CC'd. You're going to call the seller up, and you're going to go, hey, Danielle, right? Scott here. We're doing a lot of great marketing for your property. I just ran an ad, or I just ran another ad. We did more social media postings. We got some other things that we're going to be doing for your home again a little bit later today. But I shared the social media posts with you and the e-flyer for you to post to social media and share via email. You like people who know people that would love to move into the area, and we want to make sure that we don't leave any stones unturned. The sellers love it. Fabrice, and again, Fabrice does it every single Monday. Now, he actually combines it with his seller meetings. So every Monday, he meets with all of his sellers. And as part of that process, before he meets with them, he sends them these 2 emails. And then while they're on the call together, he's reviewing what he's doing. He's reviewing showings. Do they need to do a price reduction? How many views and everything is it getting on Zillow, perhaps, and all this other stuff. But it's also, hey, just like I am marketing your property and I'm doing all of these different things, go ahead and just drop that onto your Facebook page. Because for the seller, they're going to get an email that literally looks just like this, and it will let them know just take that and drop it onto Facebook, and the whole thing will appear just like this. So it's going to be beautiful. And then they'll take the email and they'll just forward it to people they know. I know people that have gotten dozens of leads from this. I know people that get listings from it. They get buyers from it, because the seller sphere of influence next to your database is one of the most powerful audiences out there. It's even better. It can even be better than social media. Why? Because these people are connected to the seller oftentimes in a more personal way than you are to your database, than you are to your social media. So we want to make sure that we get these two tools out. Meme, Scott, how can I keep my listing presentation private? Oh, let me know. Send that to me, because if you do a listing presentation, that should not be anywhere. That should not show up anywhere. Yeah. So Mimas, later on, just email me, scott@listings2leads.com. Let me take a look at that. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe we're doing something wrong, but let me look at it and we'll get that squared away for you. Nearby homeowner letter. We got that. We got postcards and door hangers. So these are amazing. Fabrice sends out 200 to 300 of these for his listings. Oh, Myrna. Oh, I'm sorry. The way it was coming across on the screen, it looked like M-I-M-A. I'm thinking, I thought her name was Myrna. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So I apologize. The nearby homeowner letter, postcards and door hangers. These get listings. These are one of the best things. I've had clients that have used these for over 10 years. For over 10 years. Why? Because they get listings. If you are borrowing a listing to hold open, maybe you're going to do an open house on a listing that's not yours. Our next to expireds that we do 4 trainings a week on, the open house marketing and mastery training with listings to leads is phenomenal. The best in the industry. There's nobody that has a better training and tool sets for you to use at an open house to both get people to it, to engage people at it, and then to generate more listings after it. Nobody in the industry, I'll put our stuff up against everybody. And if you're borrowing an open house this weekend, or if it's your listing, mail it, door knock it, whatever. Get this to homeowners around the listing, around the open house. It is editable. I'll show you that here in a second. But it's got the URL. It's got the text code. It's got a QR code that people can scan. And it lets all the neighbors know that, hey, when this home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. And it gets people who are just starting or are thinking about selling their home. It gets them to, now they can't click on the paper, but they can text the code. They can scan the QR code, get the home value, get more information. They can also see this URL here, but when they click the QR code, or not, they don't click the QR code on paper. They scan the QR code or they send a text code. They land on the property website. And they can also go to the second link, but the property website has what? It's got the lead capture right there for them to get a home value. So it is an awesome tool to use. And all you got to do, some people print and door knock. Some people, they will print it and mail with Mailbox Power, Thanks IO. Brees, he actually said he prints and mails through listings to leads. So he'll just click the green button. Now, the only thing I don't like about the service we have, should I even say that? But I am, is they don't have a handwritten font option for the envelope, which converts better. But Fabrice is doing really well with this. And he's been doing he does 200 to 300 per listing. So I can get a mailing list, and I can say, you know what, everybody within a mile, and it's going to default to homeowners, single family home in this case, 6 to 9 years home ownership, or 6+ years home ownership. Now I can click here and edit. I got different things I can do here to edit that. And I can say, how many do I want to get? Right. So on and so forth. Now, this is not a real listing. That's why you're seeing 0 addresses available. And then I can submit order and order that. But again, I can door knock it. I can door drop it. But the key is you want to get that to homeowners around that listing. That there's the seller's sphere of influence is awesome, but the neighbors is also another phenomenal audience that you want to get into. And what I recommend is do 200 while the listing is for sale. You don't have to do it all at once. If, for example, if you want to door knock or mail, pull a list, right? You could use Express Copy, Mailbox, My Plus Leads, RedX, Mojo, any kind of those services. Typically, we think of them as for expireds and FSBOs. You can even get your title officer, right? Hey, give me a list of 200 homes, right? Give them the filters that you want, right? Give me a list of 200 homes around the listing where they've lived there for 8+ years, high equity. If the title officer can pull that, right? I want single family homes only, right? I don't want lots. I don't want multifamily, whatever is appropriate for that listing in your area. Get the list and either mail it or door knock it. And then do 200 again when the listing is sold. That way the homeowners in the neighborhood are going to see you once while the listing is for sale, and then once while it's either pending. If you do it pending, great. Some people do, or when it's just sold. Because now all of these people around that listing, they're going to see the nearby homeowner letter or the postcard or door hanger. Either way, the door hangers are great. The postcards are phenomenal. We keep them very simple, very elegant, right? We keep them on point, and they contain the QR code, the text codes automatically. So you can see here, that could have said just listed, coming soon, for sale, open house, pending, just sold. Whatever the status of the listing is, it'll say it up front on the top. It'll have the custom domain, which helps get more people engaged. And then it's got the QR code. And we got automated engagement and lead capture right on the single property website. The back of the postcard is just as good. So the back of the postcard, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. I'd like to invite you to find out the new value of your home for free and they can either go to that URL or they can send a text code. And if they send a text code, it's going to walk them through a conversation. So you'll get the phone number right away. And then it's going to ask them for the property address. They'll put in the property address. Then it's going to say, would you prefer that I email or mail this to you? Most people say email. So it'll then say, what's your email address? Now what you will do is you can put the home address and their email address right into the free home values landing page in Listings to Leads. So this landing page is in my Listings to Leads account, right? It's under landing pages. It's the first landing page you'll see when you click landing pages in Listings to Leads. Drop in their address, click, right? Add their email and their name, click. It'll send them an email, even better, right? Email with their home value, even better. Every first week of the month, it will send them an update. So now not only do they get their home value update, they are now on a campaign. We got the door hanger, and I love the door hanger too. So let me click download. There we go. And let me just show you the door hanger. So very similar to the letter, the postcard, the door hanger, right? Again, just listed, open house, pending, for sale, just sold. It'll have the QR code they can scan. It'll have the text code they can text. And then it lets them know about the fact that when this home is sold, it'll affect their home's value. And they get the text code or the URL. Yeah, actually, that's a different webinar, but I'll show that towards the end of this call where we have an e-flyer that you can send to your entire database. So when you go to landing pages, the free home values landing page, under marketing tools, there's an e-flyer for your database that you can actually send them, and then they can opt in, right? It's always better to let people opt in than opting them in, because then you're going to start getting more spam stuff, but whatever. So yeah. Circle prospecting script. This is something that, you know what? You could pay a coach a ton of money to tell you to do this if you want to, or you can just do it and get the benefits from it. Fabrice, he does 200 calls a week. Leo N, one of our clients, he averages over a listing a week. using listings to leads, both expireds and regular, he's getting a listing a week and he does 200 calls a week. So when you're pulling this list of homes to get the nearby homeowner letter to, the postcard, the door hanger, right? Whether you door knock it, whether you mail it, right? Get the phone numbers, right? And if you're using My Plus Leads or Redx or Mojo, you can, when you do the search for the properties, you can even say, only give me properties that are not on the do not call so that you can protect yourself. And like these other top producers that are clients of ours, you want to call the homes around that listing. Is 90% of the people going to say thanks, but no thanks? Or they don't ever call you back? Because I do recommend leaving a voicemail. Yeah. But you know what? What is your goal? My goal, if I can find 1 to 2 conversations from circle prospecting around a listing that I can put into my pipeline and in the next 12 months turn into a listing. And if I do this on a regular basis, you're going to start getting a lot more listings. And similar to the inventory strategy, where listings are inventory. And if we've got a bare bakery shelf, if we got a car lot with no cars in it, if we got a jewelry showcase with no jewelry in it, if we're an agent with no listings, people look at us and they go, wow, they must not be doing very well. And circle prospecting is the same thing. And I've heard it from people who will say, you know what? I know I never picked up the phone or called you back for 9 months, but you know what? I appreciate it. We're now starting to think about selling. And they text you back, they call you back, they answer the phone. So I really want you to make sure that you are circle prospecting around that listing. And if it's an open house, circle prospect around the open house that you're borrowing. So if you don't have a listing, right now, Fabrice doesn't do this for borrowed listings, but a lot of people will do it, the circle prospect around an open house, theirs or borrowed, because that becomes an invitation. That is golden. My favorites is, and I would even do an open house just to invite the neighbors with the nearby homeowner letter and the circle prospecting script. Because I'm going to be at a property near you tomorrow or this Saturday from 1 to 4. And I just want to make sure to invite you, right? You're probably going to see a lot of people coming through between 2 and 4. You might see people driving through the neighborhood. That's why. And I want to make sure to invite you as well. Are you catering the open house? Right? Are you going to have something there for the homeowners? Hopefully you will, and make it even that much more engaging. But definitely, and what's great about the circle prospecting script, right, we're letting them know that the property just listed, that the property is for sale, the property went pending, we're having an open house, it's coming soon. Coming soon would be another phenomenal time to circle prospects. They don't even know about it yet. Hey, I'm just calling you know that the 123 Main Street is coming soon. And in this case, this is for the open house script, right? We're letting them know the open house is Saturday from 1 to 4. But then it goes down here, right? Whether if you sent the postcard letter or door hanger or not, we have 2 different versions. But if you did, it almost becomes a service call. I just want to confirm that you got the letter or the postcard or the door hanger with the link to the property website with all the photos and details. I just want to make sure that you got that. If you didn't, you could text 10006 to 25678 and get all of that sent to you. With the way the market is now, I just want to make sure that you got it and that you know about this. Let me know if you'd like more information or schedule a showing. And when this home sells, it will affect the value of your home and others in the area. Would Scott@listingstoleads.com be the best email to send an updated home value estimate to? Right? Because when I pull a list out of my Plus Leads, Mojo, Redx, Vulcan 7, Land Voice, any of these programs, you're going to get their name, their email, their phone, typically their equity, how long they've lived there for, other information, depending on the program. So you're going to have their email address. So now I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and send you, right, to the point that Ileana made a little bit earlier. I'm going to go ahead and send you an updated home value estimate and confirm their email. And you can just say, feel free to call or text me back at this number. Are most people going to call you back? No. But the ones that are starting to think about selling are. And that's the name of the game. That's our goal. We got to uncover those people that are thinking about selling. All right. I think we're going to do well here. We're going to go through your database and the yard sign. I'm telling you, a couple of weeks ago, several different people came into the mastermind group and were saying that yard signs get listings when you do it the way we show you. So your yard sign for the listing agents, I got you covered here in a minute. But first up, e-flyer for your database. Again, this is something Fabrice is doing 3 times a week. It's not IDX. It's not MLS. Now notice, like, we have a beautiful slideshow. First of all, it's not convoluted with a bunch of other things. You might do an email newsletter, maybe do a weekly newsletter, maybe do a monthly newsletter. Maybe you don't, but this letter should sit, or this email should sit separately. It's going to click through to the property website, not Google. Take a look at the emails, the e-flyers you send. A lot of them, the address link pops people over to Google. And then we offer people a free home value update. They can click here, boom, and you can edit this email. Look at that. Is that awesome or what? And then it's got my signature at the bottom. So if you got your client reviews in listings to leads, it's got your client review website. So I got a video. I've got a 3D tour. I'm sorry, video. What did I say? 3D tour. My reviews from Google and Zillow. Yep. Yeah, Ileana, I'm not sure what you mean by membership, because I put the link into our website. And so it's $95 a month to month. No minimums or contract. When you sign up, you'll get a call from one of our people to onboard you. And yeah. I'm not sure. I think that should be, is that good? So the e-flyer for your database, the easiest thing to do. And I'm going to show you how to send this. Now, again, I can send it through listings to leads. I can edit the email. I can send a test email. And then I can also click copy code. So check this out. Every CRM, you can do this. And again, Fabrice does it 3 times a week. Once you've done it once, you're going to be like, oh my God, that was so easy. So I'm going to say copy code with signature. I'm going to go to my CRM. Oh, shoot. You know what? 1 second. I wanted to share this with you all. We're going to be on Lab Coat Agents on Thursday at 9:30 in the morning Pacific, 9:30, 10:30, 12:30 East Coast time. I would love to have you all there, especially our clients, everybody. But I'd love to have our clients there supporting us and saying nice things as appropriate. But anyways, that's the Lab Coat Agents. I'm going to be on the call with Tristan there on Thursday. So I'm sorry, e-flyer for database, copy code with signature. And Thursday at 9:30 Pacific. So here's my CRM. I got Go High Level, Bold, Lofty, Follow Up Boss. You can do the same thing. And I'm just going to go to wherever I do my email, right? Email marketing. And then Go High Level, it's create campaign, blank. Every CRM is going to be a little bit different, but they're similar. I'll just select that. And to be honest, Go High Level is almost the most complicated. So, there's all this gobbledygook. I don't know what that is. I'm just going to delete it. And there we go. I just pasted in what I copied from Listings to Leads. Look at that. Gorgeous slideshow. Beautiful. Look at just absolutely perfect. And then I can send or schedule and get that out to my audience. Again, this is one of the things Fabrice is doing this 3 times a week. 3 times a week. Monday, maybe do Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Do a day or 2 in between, but he's doing 3 of these a week. Why? Inventory. This is his inventory. So get that out. And again, I can send it through Listings to Leads. I can click send now. I can select which people I want to send it to, like which list in Listings to Leads, and click send now. And again, we've also got a database call script. We all know our database is one of the most important assets that we've got. The beautiful thing with Listings to Leads is it is so easy to grow your database between the ads, the posts, everything that we've got. It is so easy to grow your database. Doing open houses is phenomenal to grow your database. And so we don't want to be, again, don't be that secret agent. If you got somebody in your database, that's an asset. And the way the script works is so phenomenal because I'm just calling you to let you know about a coming soon listing or just listed or pending or sold, or in this case, an open house that we're having. Well, I'm not here to list your home or get you out to buy a property. That conversation will happen naturally if we can just engage them. We got to get the conversation started. So I'm going to call you up. I'm going to say, hey, Myrna, Scott here at XYZ Realty. Hey, I just want to let you know we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way in Folsom on Sunday, the 28th from 1 to 4 p.m. I sent an email to everybody with a link to the property website, all the details. And I just want to make sure that you got that right. Now, if you get them on the phone, great. They may go, oh, I got it, or I didn't get it. Oh, that's great. I just wanted to make sure that you knew with the way the market is right now. Just the way the market is right now, I just want to make sure you knew about that. And it's out. If they own a home in the farm area, you may have gotten them under single circle prospecting, but maybe not. If they own a home not in the farm area, or they're a buyer lead, we got different endings. So we want to be able to have a way to further the conversation or the relationship. So we want to offer them something. And so here, let's just say they own a home not in the farm area. I might come back with, I don't know if you're interested, but I do free CMAs for all of my clients and VIPs. I know you're not looking to sell right now, but I would love to do one for you to help you keep tabs on your home. And I love doing them because it just lets me know what's happening in Whitney Oaks. Would Scott@listingstoleads.com be the best email to send that to? And I would leave this as a voicemail. I would leave it as or if I got them on the phone, right? That's where I want to direct it to. And if they're a buyer lead, right? They're a buyer lead. And if I don't already have them set up, I might ask, can I add you to my VIP list of coming soon off-market listings and also great listings in the area that might be of interest? So we're using this database call script. This could be for if you borrow a listing, right? Even if this is not your listing, you can still, you're borrowing the listing, you're marketing, you'd send the e-flyer, right? Fabrice does that. His listings, other listings as appropriate strategically 3 times a week. And he's also calling through his database. He's not a secret agent. We're almost done. Give me like 2 or 3 minutes if you got the time. Short form video script. Fabrice does this as well, 3 times a week. Why? It's free. People get to know him. They get to see his energy, right? So it's phenomenal. What he does is he clicks send, the green send button. That'll be your email. And if you're on your phone with this, the idea is you just want to copy and paste this into a teleprompter app, whether you green screen, right? You can green screen off your phone. If you're using like TikTok, you can go to the property. Maybe it's a broker's tour. Maybe it's an open house on a weekend where you record it. If it's your listing, you can do it whenever you want, more or less. And just record a video. Even if you've already got a property video, you can still do another one. You can always do more video. And the great thing about this short form video script is we're letting people know, because you have a text code. So in this case, my property ID is 10006. So they can text 10006 to 25678 to get all the photos, properties, and details, or comment below. It's a great property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a great pool in the backyard. And if you are a Folsom homeowner, just want to let you know that when this home is sold, your home value will change. So I want to invite you to go to, and it's an easy URL, california.freehomevalues.net, to get your updated home value estimate now. Or again, you can just comment or DM me. So great short form video script. And the last 3 things I'm going to mention here is we do have the open house sign-in form. Now, this is not an open house webinar, but it's completely customizable. There's an online version, there's a print version, and then there's a QR code. And I can customize all the questions. Anyone that signs in to the open house sign-in form will actually get, in fact, let me show you, they will get a PDF guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. So all they do, they just they can click name, email, and phone number, and then check this out. They get this automatically sent to them. If you're using the paper version, just sign them into the online version right after the open house. So that evening, go ahead and sign them in. That way they get what they'll get is an email. It will have a link to the property website, and then it'll have a link to download the PDF guide that is completely branded to you. Your colors, your logo, your picture, everything is on there. Now, the last thing we're going to review is, but let's do listing flyers first, is your yard sign. So you can order these from Listings to Lead. We don't order them from us, but you can order them through us. And I'll show you how to do it. You want this on your yard sign. Remember earlier I mentioned just about 2 weeks ago, a few different people came in and they said, hey, our yard signs, we get listings from them and we get buyers from them. But if you don't have this kind of a sign writer, you're not going to get leads. Nobody ever calls your 10-digit phone number. You know that. I know that. They don't. But you also want to get listing flyers on the yard sign. At your association, buy a plexiglass flyer box. And it may sound old school, but I promise you it's not. These automatically have a QR code. They will automatically have the text code, and they automatically have the seller call to action right there. Neighbors come walking by, serious buyers come walking by, and you want, let me see, there we go. I've got these for every status. I've got coming soon, just listed, for sale, pending, open house, and just sold. Now, just sold, you can't really use that often, but you want this on the top of the yard sign. Why? Because it gets people's attention. So they're going to see open house, just listed, for sale, but especially when it goes pending. Pending is my favorite, right? Pending. That way all the neighbors are, oh, another home is pending. That way when they get that phone call, they're like, oh yeah, that's the agent, right? The home down the street is now pending because they walk by it, walking the dog, doing the little evening walk together. They're driving to work, they're driving to school, they're driving to the store, and they pass the property. Probably hundreds of people a day pass that listing. Literally, even in my area, a little bit more suburban, probably hundreds of people a day passing by my home. And the beautiful thing is a lot of repeat, but also new people visiting a friend in the area, neighbors, people that live just around the neighborhood. So they see it over and over again. And so when they see that status writer on the top, right, first of all, that captures their attention. Then when we change it, right, they're having an open house this weekend. Oh, the property just went pending. Oh, the property just listed. Make sense? And then if we've got this on the sign, that's going to help us because then people are going to pick it up. It's got built-in lead capture. Phenomenal. And the last thing I'm going to show you before we go, unless there's any questions, under sign writers, customize the color, right? Customize sign writers, text color, background color, right? I can change that right there. We got different versions. I like the version without the QR code. I want them to text, but it's up to you. So I'm going to download it. So I downloaded it, and then you can send it locally or Dirt Cheap Signs. Click that right there. And it doesn't matter because I'm going to upload. So I just click, and then I'm going to click this one and delete it. I'm going to click upload file right there on the left, upload file. I have the rights. I'm going to go grab it. And again, you can do this. You don't have to use ours. You can use a different service, but there's my yard sign. I'm going to pop it in there. And this is an investment. This will last a minimum of a year, right? Depending on how I take care of it. So I'm going to pop that, make it as big, and I'm going to center it. Now, you may have noticed mine, the colors go edge to edge, top to bottom, left to right. They call it full bleed. An odd name, I know, but regardless, full bleed is what they call it. So I always go to chat with a live agent, new conversation, and I just say, I'm ordering a yard sign or sign writer. Can you make it full bleed? And they go, yeah, great. They might ask you what the order number is or something, and perfect, no problem. Save and check out. Yes, I approve. I do double sided. I did that one you just saw was aluminum. You can order the plastic. It's not going to last as long, but it's still pretty good quality, right? It's cheaper. It's 14, 15 versus 23, $8 cheaper. Reflective none. Grommets, depending on what you got, top and bottom probably is more normal. Add to cart. Now, shipping is going to be about $20, but this is such a great investment. Such a great investment. And you can move this rider from listing to listing because that code stays in your account. So I'm not buying it for a listing. I'm not buying it for one listing. I'm buying it. I'm going to move it from listing to listing. Kim, thank you for the question. The text code and the QR code both go to the property website. So I think that should work right there. Let me scan it. I believe that should work. Let's see. Yeah, works right there. And yeah, awesome. Beautiful. So I just scanned the QR code there on the sign writer. Yeah. And here's the deal. When this listing is no longer for sale and I get another listing, usually it'll just automatically, but how many listings do you have and all of that? So you can go here, text IVR, and let's say you've got two or three listings, but you've only got 2 sign writers. I can unassign, right? So I can say, hey, you know what? Take that 1005, unassign it. So unassign. And then I can go to my other listing and associate that code with that listing. And now the QR code and the text code will now be for that listing. And I can just grab the sign writer that was at 123 Main Street earlier and put it on 456 Maple Drive. It's the same exact writer, and I can move it from listing to listing to listing to listing. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. Awesome. Any other questions for me before we go? Oh, you know what? I am going to give you, and I'm going to rely on you to give me feedback on this. You can do it in the mastermind group. I'm going to give you, do I have a, I'm sorry, do I have to have no, as long as you got the text IVR with listings to leads, you're good to go. You can print it the way I showed you to order it, or you can print it locally, or I don't know, Vistaprint. Do they do sign writers? Maybe not. I don't know, but you could do it via Vistaprint as well. Yeah. The only bummer about the sign writers, it takes a couple of weeks to get them. You may go, oh, well, I got a listing right now. I'm telling you, pending is the best. Yeah, I would order it ahead of time. Yeah. And Myrna, I'll tell you something. Now, when you go into a listing presentation, right? You got this. And in here, there is a page for the sign writers somewhere. Anyways, you're right. You've seen this, right? You know what that looks like. I know people that actually take this with them to the listing appointment. If you got one that's not on the yard sign, they actually take this with them. Just a little bit of show and tell, right? Just have a little bit more pizzazz in a listing presentation, right? So yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with that. Any questions for me? Please go ahead and click on the post webinar satisfaction survey. I want to make sure that we are providing actionable content for you so that you can either during the call while you're with me or after the call is over with, that you can actually implement these things. A lot of calls I get on. Oh my God. You get on a call and you're more confused than when you got on them. Now, listings to leads, we give you so many great tools. So you're not going to learn all of listings to leads in one sitting. But if you can learn just a few things, and in fact, if you make sure you click on that landing page again and get the interview, and let me see. In fact, I'll show you here. Let me show you. So remember when I said the landing pages, free home values. So this is the landing page right here. So when people text off a postcard door hanger and you get all the information, this is just add them right here. And this is the background is customizable. There's a lot, the text is, everything here is customizable. Very simple, very easy. A lot of other landing pages. Under marketing tools, e-flyer for your database. So we have an e-flyer that you can send to your database. This is phenomenal. And again, I can send it through listings to leads if I got leads inside, or I can send test email. I can edit the email, right? I can say, you know what? It was actually 156 homes that sold. And I'm going to say in May, I think that updates like on the 15th for the previous month, 15th or 16th. But if I want to send it out now, go to my MLS, go to ChatGPT, whatever you're using. And I can say the highest price home to sell was 986. And then I'm going to copy the code with signature. And just like before, I'm going to go to my CRM, right? Just like we did before, where I'm going to send out an email. And I'm going to go new blank, copy this code editor. I know it sounds scary. And your CRM is going to be a little bit different. Just ask your support, but it's all relatively the same, right? Look at that. May 2026, 156 homes. Highest price to sell was 986. All of these work beautifully. Client review website, your agent website with listings to leads, and then the home value landing page. For a regular, like a one-off, because you can order bulk copies from us, but if you got a listing presentation with a particular property, you can print them yourself, or FedEx, Kinko, Staples, right? So I got a spiral binder or a thermal binder. You can, on Amazon, type in binder, thermal binder, spiral, like $50. I think it's a good investment to be able to print these yourself, just because hopefully you're getting a listing a week. Hopefully you're going on a few listing appointments a week at some point soon. Between the expireds, between the regular seller leads you get from advertising, from an open house, whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, you can Staples. I know people go to, again, FedEx, Kinko's can do it. Yeah. Order the sign writers, again, in listings to leads. So in listings to leads, you'll do it under a listing. So if you don't have a listing, let me see, text IVR. And it should have that, but here, I'll put the link in for you. But if I go to, listings, and you can assign more numbers under text IVR, I can assign more extensions to my account. I think you get the same number of extensions as you do listings. And so I can go, I'm sorry, I know I'm bouncing all over the place here. Let's just say I pick this listing here, market listing, sign writer, and right here. And I'll give you this link. So give me, dirt cheap signs / listings to leads. So there you go. And it doesn't matter which one you click. I know we're like, where do these colors come from? But you're going to click just option 1, click it, hit the delete icon. And then there's upload file up here in the kind of the top left. Upload your own image, browse. And there's my sign writer, open, right? And carry forward, just like I showed you a little bit earlier. Any questions? Go to the mastermind group. I love people in the mastermind group. I love it when you ask questions. I love it when you share success, right? If you got an issue, is fine. Somebody, Myrna, I think it was you that mentioned something about the listing presentation. So go ahead and make sure to send that to me, and I'll make sure I'll help you out with that. Make sure we're good to go there. Everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry that we went long. Thank you for hanging out a little bit of extra, though. Hopefully it was beneficial. If you have anything else, get into the mastermind group, like I said. And yes, Wednesday for let's see, postcard. Wait, Wednesday what? The lab coat agents is Thursday, but we always do the expired 10 a.m. East Coast, 7 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday and Monday. And then also 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. East Coast, Monday and Wednesday again as well. So yeah, and you can get all that information if you're in our school classroom. I'll drop that link right there. Oh, yeah, there we go. And if you go to our expired pipeline builder and success stories and webinars, and we got success stories and webinars, but live and recorded right here. And here you can sign up if you're not already a member of our expired live calls. Really powerful. Oh my gosh. And in fact, the other day, Christine, she door knocked a listing, and the homeowner, great conversation with the homeowner. It was our third time. In fact, I did a post about it, I believe, somewhere. Oh, in fact, for those of you in it, let me just show you real quickly. I did do, let me close. So under door knocking expireds, best practices. So this is a brand new page I added, how to door knock. And I go through the scripts. I go through parking your car, wearing clean socks for the men and women that wear socks, or clean hose or whatever it is, right? Your feet are clean. Because very well, if you get invited in, you end up doing a tour. But Christine knocked on a door. She had knocked on it twice earlier. They weren't around. The third time they were. Phenomenal conversation, put the listing into her pipeline. And as she was getting ready to go, I wasn't there, so I don't know the dynamics of what happened. But Christine said the homeowner asked Christine, she's like, can I have that? So the homeowner asked for her marketing. It was an expired homeowner, literally asked Christine if she could keep the marketing after having a phenomenal conversation. This is the kind of marketing we want to be doing. The kind of marketing we want to be doing is the kind of marketing where we're always around and where people ask us to keep it. Yeah. The expired mastermind, that's Wednesday morning, Wednesday evening. And then the lab coat agents thing is 9:30 Pacific. I believe it's 9:30 Pacific on Thursday. Okie dokie, everybody. Thank you for joining us as always. Appreciate your time. Get into the mastermind group. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your success. I want to hear what you're up to. I want to hear your questions and how to make sure that we're getting a listing a week. Between regular listings, expired listings, you can and should be getting a listing a week within 4 to 6 weeks of starting listings to leads. Make sure to take a look at that Gamma link I dropped into the account or into the chat. This is the Listings to Leads Success Framework. And with that, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.